There is a major New York Knicks free agency update as the team appears to be targeting veteran sharpshooter big man Davis Bertans, and we have to talk about it. So what's up, guys? Welcome back to Knicks Digest. It's Chris here, and we're going to jump right into the video as we always do, because the New York Knicks have been rumored to be targeting Davis Bertans from Michael Scotto, and let's jump into the report to break down what he has to say, because essentially, according to Scotto, the New York Knicks are among teams who've expressed interest in signing free agent Davis Bertans. Bertans has shot 39.6 from three-point range in his career and played in Latvia in the FIBA Olympics qualifying tournament. Now, here's the deal with Davis Bertans, guys. He was really, really good on the Washington Wizards. He was shooting the league high in three-point percentage. I want to say it was like 46.2% or something like that. The man was lights out. The Wizards gave him a massive contract in a year where shooters were getting paid like crazy. Unfortunately, Bertans forgot how to play basketball directly after getting that contract and has never fully recovered. Now, he's had years where he's bounced back. Don't get me wrong. He hasn't just been terrible. He can still shoot the ball. But he had a phenomenal year, and then teams game planned against him more, and that contract started to become bad. It was used as a tradable contract a few times. It was actually used in a deal to bring Porzingis to the Washington Wizards briefly. And from there, things just spiraled more and more. And, well, now Davis Bertans, after getting traded from the Oklahoma City Thunder, who acquired him last summer, to the Charlotte Hornets, has been waived by the Hornets, which is interesting because, for one, that means that that's another team that Zach LaVine could have been traded to, with Davis Bertans being a contract to help eat away at that money, but not anymore, so another place that Zach LaVine's not going to, which is kind of funny. But also the New York Knicks now will get the chance to sign Bertans for what will be a league minimum deal. Bertans is out of the question for getting paid or even being guaranteed a rotational spot in basketball anymore. Let's be real. It's where he's at in his career. Let's take a look at the stats real quick. I'm not trying to bash Davis Bertans. The man shot 38% from three, which is fine. 39% from the field is pretty atrocious. But when you look at it, literally 85% of his shots are threes. So it's not as bad as it looks. Puts up nearly 7 points per game in limited minutes and all that. Still just 31 years old, so it's not like he's completely cooked or anything. Great catch and shoot spot-up shooter. That's what he's there for. He's not creating his own shot at all. The problem is the corner threes are a bit worrisome. He's a dude who's excellent at the top of the key from three at this point in his career, and teams know not to let the man shoot that shot, which makes it a little bit difficult when it comes to actually thinking of him as a rotational player. But the Knicks don't need him to be a rotational player. If the Knicks were to sign Bertans, he would be bench depth. He'd be exactly that. He'd be bench depth. And I'd love him as a bench depth guy because he's a very good bench depth guy. The Knicks, they have a solid bench, and we're going to take a look at the bench right now, in fact. And not just the bench, the entire roster, when you look at it. You got Jalen Brunson, obviously the starting five of Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, this is out of order, OG Anunoby, Julius Randle, Mitchell Robinson. We're off the bench. You have Dante DiVincenzo and Josh Hart and Deuce McBride and a center to be named later, whether that's Precious Achiuwa or just Jericho Sims, who is there, but I don't think it's going to be Jericho. The Knicks are not done making moves. Or potentially a Nick Richards or Walker Kessler, while they also have rookies such as Pacome Dadier and Tyler Kolek there, along with Keita Bates-Diop, who will also be bench depth, but he'll be definitely higher on the totem pole than Bertans would be, and then also rookie Kevin McCullough Jr., who I believe is not on a two-way contract. Huck Porty's here, and he is on a two-way deal. And honestly, I think right now is a good time to mention, I understand that some people in the comments of my last video were not thrilled about me going on a minute or so rant about Ariel Huck Porty and me saying he's not going to be the backup center. Look, I don't hate Ariel Huck Porty. I have no problem with Huck Porty. I actually like that the Knicks took a guy who was going to go in the first round before he ruptured his left Achilles. But he ruptured his left Achilles, and he fell in the draft. He is now on a two-way contract. He is not going to get the chance to become the Knicks' backup center next year, guys. He's just not. I don't see that happening. He already got signed to a two-way before Summer League. The Knicks know they're going to go out there and get another center. If he was going to be their third-string center, they would not have put him on a two-way contract. So that's all I had to say on that. I don't have any beef with Ariel Hukporti. I have no beef with fans who like him. I'm a fan of him also. I just had to say that because I understand people were not thrilled. But that's the truth. Hukporti's not playing this year for the Knicks. They have a good bench as it is. They're going to need another backup center. Bertans is not a center. He's 6'8", and he's not a big 6'8" like Precious Achiuwa. He's a smaller 6'8" because he's only shooting threes, as we saw. 85% of his shots are three-pointers. Now, I'd like the idea of a stretch forward there just in case. And Keita Bates-Diop, the last time he was able to play a full rotational season, he also shot 39% from three. So there's also that, and he plays good perimeter defense. So look, I wouldn't mind Davis Bertans as the 12th man on the New York Knicks or the 11th man on the Knicks. I think that's an excellent job done. The Knicks were known to want to strengthen the end-of-bench unit ever since there was all those injuries in the playoffs. I think Bertans is an excellent guy to get that done. Maybe he's going to want to sign with a team where he knows he'll get more guaranteed playing time. It's interesting to see. The Knicks would definitely offer him a minimum contract, though. And when it comes to shooting for the New York Knicks, I guess there is reasoning to believe why things would be good. We're going to pretend like that didn't happen right there, that little screen y'all just saw. But look, right there, essentially, the Knicks were very middle of the road in three-point percentage last year. They were exactly league average pretty much at 14th. And then if we take a look right here, they were 13th when it comes to three-pointers attempted. Teams that win shoot a lot of threes. I mean, look at it right there. The Boston Celtics are number one, and who's number two? The Dallas Mavericks. Did you see me lean in so I could read because it's tough to see on my screen? It's for y'all, though. It's okay. It looks nice. Essentially, the two teams that made the NBA Finals shot the most threes this year. It's the way the NBA has been going for years and years now. So to add a guy off the bench who's there to do nothing but shoot threes sounds pretty great to me. Makes sense. I think the Knicks should go after this and do it. I wouldn't pay him more than the league minimum, or maybe I'd give him slightly more, but I'd rather just him get a league minimum contract and focus your actual money on getting a backup center. I think that makes more sense at the moment. Once the Knicks figure out that backup center thing, if Bertans is still available, go for him. If you want to get Bertans now because you know you can get him on a minimum, go for him. I think both of those ideas work quite well. He is coming off playing for his country. Players usually tend to be more motivated coming into the season after playing for their country. There's a different type of motivation there, especially for European players who want to prove that the best players in the world are not just in America. So there's some upside to this. Literally, it's one of those things where it's such a high floor, and it's not a really high ceiling, but the ceiling's higher than the floor's low, if that makes sense. So I'd say go out there, try to do it if you can. I'm not sure they can. I think another team that maybe has a 9th-man spot open or a 10th-man spot open, if it's a 10-man rotation, will try to sign him, but I'd love for the Knicks to do it for some extra bench depth. Guys, let me know what you guys think. Would you want to sign him for bench depth? Would you want him to get rotational minutes? Let me know down below, guys. Have a phenomenal day. Like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and have a great day. Go Knicks.